attacking a hill, down low, hitting it hard and quick from the bottom, and powering your way up and through it. Beating your time that you'd set previously, I find that exciting. Even more specifically, if one of your friends has recently beat your time up that hill, to then come back and beat them by a few seconds.
What special thing do you gain from commuting?
The thing I like about commuting to work is it gives me a good hour workout in the day, half an hour in, half an hour home, and I haven't lost any time away from my family. But the nice thing about where we work is that there's some showers there, so I like to leave some clothes at work and get dressed after I've had my nice shower. The worst part is the drive home.
Okay.
You got to put all your stinky clothes back on and ride back home again. So anyway, no one's hanging out too close to me to be able to enjoy that nice stench.
What pushes you to go faster?
I challenged myself to improve the ride I did the last time I went. So when I first was getting into Strava, it would tell you various segments you went through and how quickly you did them, your personal records, the previous time. So the first thing I would always do is to challenge myself to better myself compared to where I was the previous time. Once you start beating yourself, then you try to go for the top 10 on various segments, and if you can even do it, go all the way to a KOM.
You mostly bike in Cambridge area. How does Cambridge biking compare to other places like Milton or some parts in the US?
Any new construction in Cambridge, as we just saw on our bike ride out here today, they've added all the biking lanes in, which is quite nice. So Cambridge in the whole, lovely place to bike. I like to bike in the country, just myself, one-on-one with Mother Nature. But I enjoy biking in any city that I come to.
What is most exciting thing about cycling for you?
Well, I guess there's two ways of looking at it. So the exciting thing, I like just to be out in Mother Nature enjoying what's been created. The second thing is pushing myself, and especially hill tackles. Attacking a hill, down low, hitting it hard and quick from the bottom, and powering your way up and through it. Beating your time that you'd set previously, I find that exciting. Even more specifically, if one of your friends has recently beat your time up that hill, to then come back and beat them by a few seconds.
Do you like hills better or flats better?
I like the higher speed on a flat, and I enjoy the challenge of a hill. So they're both good.
Both good.
All taken in different contexts.
Nice. What is the biggest difference you notice comparing this Venge with the P3?
Two things I do notice. First of all is the comfort. Tri bikes are very stiff. You feel every bump in that road, where a road bike, to me, feels a lot softer and more maneuverable. The second thing is the brakes. And I went with the disc brakes here on the Specialized, and I love them. I can stop on a dime. The reason I went for the disc brakes is that eventually someday I'd like to get some carbon rims. And I really didn't like the idea of braking on those carbon rims and wearing them up, so I really wanted to get the disc.
Any geometry difference that you feel from the P3?
It is more upright. I feel I can rest more on the tri bike getting down in the down position than on a road bike. Some issues I found with the tri bike when climbing If I'd stand up, sometimes my knees would come up and hit the handlebars, just lightly, where I have much more room on the road bike with climbs.
I know this bike, one feature it has is the through axle. How does the through axle feel?
I like the through axle. I think it gives a stiffer connection of the front and rear wheels to the frame. The reason they did that, obviously, with the disc brakes is that if you had your quick release disengaged, it is possible that hitting the brakes could knock that tire off for you. Yes, it does take a little longer in getting your front or rear tire off if you need to make a change, but I personally have not been in many races where that's been an issue for me, so I prefer the mechanical soundness of the through axle. The one downside is indoor training.
Indoor training?
Right, because most through axles don't fit into your bike trainer very well.
No?
So you need to get a replacement off Amazon that puts hard ends on both that'll fit into a trainer.
The wheel, how about the wheel?
So on the tri-bike, I had smaller 23 millimeter wide tires, which I think were amazing, cut the air very well. And on this bike here, the tires are bigger at 25 mil. So I originally thought to myself, this isn't that good, it's not going to be that much faster, but I find that it gives a better ride, and I've even heard that the rolling resistance is lower on a 25 mil tire versus 23. Early 80s, my first bike had a big fat tire and a huge long banana seat. That's what I learned to ride as a kid, going back and forth to Little Shortstop to pick up candy, hockey cards, and caps for my cap gun. That's when biking began for me. It got more serious in the college days when I met a bunch of friends from college and we started mountain biking in Kitchener on the hydro cut. And then we started getting a little competitive and started doing the 24 hours of adrenaline races at Hardwood Hills. So we did that 2 years in a row, a team of 5 people, relay style through the hydro cut. And then after I got married, my wife started to do short little triathlons, sprints, etc. We got her a triathlon bike, and I started to ride it once in a while with a group of people from work. I decided I'd try a triathlon as well, a sprint. Got myself a Cervelo P3. I've been riding that for a long time, and finally changed over to a more of a road bike now with the Specialized Venge. Often like to have some corn roast. Corn's really good for shiners. Almost like this stuff here. Let me grab you a cup.
What? What, Kris? We just went in like that.
Really fresh.